Just gonna keep trying to make it through bedtime. Hello. Excuse the hair today. I'm sure I looked wonderful at the bus stop. I was running behind this morning, so I don't even have my shower clip out, and I put more hair dye in, so here's the crusty hair dye just sitting there. Anyway, oh gosh, I'm wet from like the knees down because it was pouring out there at the bus stop. We had to bring umbrellas to the bus door so the kids didn't get soaked. Normally when it's raining, you can just take their umbrella and they go line up and it's just a little bit of rain for a minute, but pouring. So today I go to the middle school. So far, more drama. What? Jackson's turned up there. More drama for Sebastian. Before he even opened his eyes, he started hitting at me, like trying to punch me away. So that was fun. And then we came downstairs and I had laid out like pants and a short sleeve shirt for him. But he was wearing short sleeve pajamas and he like was pulling his arms in saying, "I'm so cold." And I said, "Oh, let me go change your short sleeve to a long sleeve." And I start walking to the clothes and he's like, "No." And like steam bursts out of his ears and flames are in his eyes. And he's like, "I can't believe the words coming out of your mouth. You're being so mean to me." I had to calmly explain to him that I was being kind and wanting to think of his comfort, and I was shocked that he would think that I was being mean when I said that, and he needs to check his attitude or else he was going to lose his Pokemon cards for the day. Like, he genuinely didn't understand what he was doing wrong. Pulled himself slightly together and stopped yelling at me, but he wouldn't answer any questions about whether he wanted to buy or pack lunch, what he wanted for snack, what he wanted for breakfast. So I just did everything I could to prep and finally got him to say that he wanted to pack. Because I asked him, "Well, do you like mini corn dogs?" And he said, "Yes." I'm like, "Great, so you can buy lunch." And he's like, "No, pack." But then I made packing into a game, and I said it was a restaurant and he could order his food, and he loved it and finally answered all my questions. So he had some cereal, and he ended up changing the snack that I had just put into his bag because he wouldn't answer me. What did he end up choosing? I forget. Oh, seaweed. Yeah, that was more drama than I needed. He got dressed when my alarm goes off to tell him to put his shoes on. But we made it. And now we have a 3-day weekend with Danny, so hopefully it won't just be me getting all the abuse. Anyway, Jax is coming down. We're gonna start morning number 2. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with myself between dropping him off and needing to be in his building, because I will have, let's see, 40 minutes, I guess, coffee shop, like hustle there. That's the plan. I haven't done my Korean yet because that was such a high maintenance morning. Yeah, oh, I'm feeling fine. I was feeling mostly fine yesterday, just a little low on energy, a little nervous about my stomach at times. It's hard to eat a lot. I've got to take it slow. It's raining. I did refuse to let him out a minute ago when it was pouring, but I don't hear it now, so I think, well, I hear it out here, but I think it's a little better. Be fast. We've got lakes going on everywhere. Like the sidewalk is a lake. The mulch is a lake. Our front garden is a lake. There's so much water. Okay. I will see you later. Everyone, I have been back for a little while. I finished up the yogurt I stuck back in the fridge because I didn't eat it all this morning. Had a little bit of popcorn too because it settles my stomach. Anyway, I'm feeling good. I ended up driving Jax to school. It wasn't pouring, but it was still raining. Car line was long, so he got in there a little later than he wanted to, but he just had to hustle to his locker. And I didn't want to go home just to turn around and leave 15 minutes later. So I went to, oh my goodness, there is a puppy. Is that a Bernese Mountain Dog puppy? Oh my goodness, it's cute. Squirrel. Anyway, I went to a grocery store because I realized I didn't have any of those cotton rounds. I think that's what they're called. I have enough for like tonight. Also, I'm running out of the immunity vitamin that we started taking, and all three of us take it, so a 60 bottle does not last long. And I checked there, and not only did they not have it, but the ones they did have by that brand were like $5 more than everywhere else that I would normally get it. So I did a quick Walmart order because they say it could come today. I don't believe that. It's probably coming tomorrow, but tomorrow's good too. If I did Amazon, I could save another $1, but it would be here a day after that, and I think we'd be short. Somebody wouldn't have it. So yeah, I did that, and I found some Pokemon cards. Sebastian desperately wants to use his change for some. So I got that and just sat in my car for a little while, I put my knitting in my bag because I knew there'd be downtimes between lunch shifts where I wouldn't need to do much. So I just brought this in the 2 colors I needed. I knitted until 9:15. I just realized I haven't taken this out and put it back. And then I drove back to the middle school. I just didn't want to be creepy and drop him off and then park in the parking lot and just sit there when they just had a police event, I think in the nearby park or on the nearby trail, and had to go into safe school mode. So yeah, then I came back. I waited like 5 more minutes till it was like a little after 9:20 to go in and get my badge. They sent me to the library again, so that's the one place I know how to get to because I volunteered both times. But today's a special day. They're doing these volleyball teachers versus students assemblies, one for each grade. There's like a 1-2 block, 3-4 block, and 5-6. That doesn't sound right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it? I thought they had a 7. Oh, there's like a skinny block in the middle. It's so confusing. Yes. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and then 5, 6, and 7, 8. So it goes all the way up, but one of them has a skinny. Anyway, yeah, so each grade is getting an assembly. Jax's for 7th fell at 1, 2. And during that assembly, the kids from that grade who need extra time to work on assignments, we're gonna have that. And it turns out it's in the library, so we couldn't set up, and the food delivery was gonna be coming like right as they left, like instantly, like 5 minutes maybe. So luckily, as the kids finished their work, they were filtering out to go join the volleyball game, and we were able to move them all over to at least have the long buffet set up and get all the little sterno things, little flames set up under the trays. There's a party tray that you fill with water, and it's like a double boil. I don't know. They totally said what this is called, but I don't remember. I've only used it for like 1 or 2 parties. But yeah, I was lighting those after confirming the instructions, because the instructions on the can says directions, follow the instructions based on proper food handling. I'm like, well, what are the instructions? I don't want to set the school on fire. But yeah, it was all good. The food was from a local Chinese place and it smelled amazing. Made me so hungry. I was able to grab a crispy veggie spring roll on the way out. But there was going to be too much food, but they wanted all 3 lunch shifts to go through before you piled up a plate. There was some veggie stuff, but I was working the shift 1 and 2 plus the setup. So I did not see any of the teachers in the 3rd shift. I saw most of Jax's teachers. I talked to his math teacher quite a bit because she was milling around. No, thank you. During the catch-up time, and she's so sweet. When she came through for lunch, she was with her teaching assistant. They're a team in Jax's class, and she introduced me to the assistant, though I had met her at parent night, and she was saying how she was sad that there's no way she could have him next year unless they move up to Algebra 1, because right now they're teaching 6th and 7th grade courses. And I was like, he would love that, because he doesn't love math, even though he's good at it, but he loves you. So she's a really good teacher. So please move up. And I saw his science teacher a bunch of times because he was also working that. He did not say hi, and he was very like, you don't need to talk to me. He was in his thoughts, in his head, so I didn't say anything except, don't forget to take your treat back from Chin Chin Cafe. It's got a $5 gift card. And the other one I saw the most of this computer science teacher. She's amazing. I met her when I toured the school, like the personal in-depth tour that his counselor gave us, because she was setting up her classroom at the time. All the other teachers were like, heck no, we're not going to be here because there's an open house that's going to start. But yeah, she's great. She's like, hey, he's in his lunch. You want to go and say hi? I'm like, I don't want to like embarrass him or anything. And then we were talking about like, well, actually, Jax and I both don't really get embarrassed. His friends might give him grief for it, but he probably wouldn't care. But nah, I didn't want to interrupt. It's awkward. If I knew the setup more, I don't think a middle schooler wants his mom to just pop in. Do you need to go potty? Okay, I can do that. I saw his gym teacher, a sweet, very pretty, very kind lady. She was at the first lunch shift, and when we did the open house, like they have combined classes. They just had all the gym teachers lined up, and you're on the bleachers and stuff, so we didn't talk to them. They were just giving a presentation. So I introduced myself and said, I hope he's doing okay. He doesn't like exercise, so on gym days he's like, oh man, but he does really like you, especially having you for health, and he says you're really nice. She's like, oh, that's great. And she's like, he's got an A, he's doing good, he's trying. So she was very sweet. Let's see, did I talk to anybody else? His English teacher just said hi in passing. And I saw his art teacher, but I didn't talk to her because she was busy talking to other people. So I didn't see his history teacher, and I love him. He's amazing, but he probably has the other shift. Jax has him during his lunch block. Like whatever they have for 3-4 is the teacher that will deliver them to lunch and back. So he probably does not have his lunch during when I was there, because Jax did, and he had to be on call for that. Anyway, I've talked too much about that. This is getting long. I peaced out. Instead of staying the whole time, I could have stayed the whole time. It would have been fine and no problem at all and helped pick up, but 3 more volunteers showed up. So me and the person who was scheduled for the first helping shift said goodbye. What was I supposed to write? I was supposed to write the last one and I just forgot. Oh, I remember. So yeah, I came home and I ate, and I've been doing some backups because my phone is starting to complain that it's too full. Hopefully I've cleared out enough. It was so mad that it was like, you can't even export these. We need space to export. But then I was like, let's make this Pokemon pack thing a little bit more fun. I don't want him to be bratty about it. It might not have good cards. So I'm making a scavenger hunt. I had the cards and I wrote a clue about it, and then I just kept going backwards with clues, and I'm about to write what's the first clue. It's my last one, and that's the one I'm going to hand to him, and he's going to have to go and find all these clues. They're very simple. They're not really riddles. If he just needs to read them. So that is my update, and make me not talk too long tonight because I've already talked to you for 11 minutes, but yeah, that was my day.
Cough.
What does EE say?
Coffee. Tea.
Do you see the E at the end? What does that mean?
Time.
Coffee time. So there's A couple places it could be. Not here. Where's another coffee area? Doesn't have to be real coffee. It could be pretend coffee.
I know. I knew it. Trouble.
Look for trouble. Where's trouble? Well, you're trouble, but no. Have you ever played trouble?
Oh. God. Trouble. I had played it before. Oh! Ah! How did you?
I prepared a green tea for you. That's
Oh,
why it takes
thank you
time.
so much.
Okay?
I don't think I can talk without crying. But I'm having a hard time with Sebastian's behavior. Danny's not here. He was trying to hurt me when I made him turn the TV off for bed. And he told me he hates me. It was bad. He did keep coming for hugs, but then he would want to hurt me again. And we were both crying, sobbing. It's so hard. His teacher sent home more notes and piles of work that he just didn't do, and she's like, we're out of time, we just can't do this. He's just not doing it. And I can barely get him to do the 2 homework assignments a week without him raging. But I'm just gonna keep trying to make it through bedtime. We went out to our favorite Chinese restaurant for the first time since the pandemic. They don't deliver to us anymore. I forgot that. I should have talked to her. I shouldn't have brought them. Once they were there, Sebastian just kept talking about how tired he was, so he's probably overtired. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I just love him so much. I hate seeing him struggling. Stay safe, be kind, and don't forget, wash your hands.